drive the 13 Mitigator Ford Fusion. I'd like to thank you for listening to Let's Talk Racing.tv.
Jr., driver of the number 5 Kiker Motorsports Camry. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing TV.
With Rockingham Speedway. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Terri Peters, driver of the number 17 Toyota in the NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bayne, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'd like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing tonight. As you can see, I'm playing the Lonesome Soldier here. We've got a snow stuff that all came in our area, and already threw in about 1.5 inches down since 4:30. And we got Scott Allen who's going to be in here shortly. Just got a text from him. He's just coming out of the tunnel, which puts him about 10 or 15 minutes away, depending on how bad the traffic is coming on the interstate. Anyway, we already have Sergio Pena on the line with us. How you doing tonight, Sergio?
Great, how you doing?
I am playing snowman.
Yeah, exactly. I am too. I just got down here to Charlotte about 12 o'clock, and that's when it first started to snow. So I think we're all being snowmen out here.
Well, cool. Now, I've noticed the past couple of years you've been trying to get back into getting yourself a nice ride. Why don't you, first off, go ahead and do a quick biography about yourself, you know, and let everybody know a little bit about you and where you got to and the things you got going on after that.
Yeah, well, you know, I started my Kneeland First Series career at 17, 16 with All-Star Showdown, and then at 17 I ran for Revolution Racing for 2 years. Then I moved to Autoweek, where me and Brehm were teammates in 2012. I actually moved out west last year in the Kneeland West Series with Bill McAnally, and planned to run a full schedule out there, but you know, it just wasn't what I was looking for at the time, and wasn't the exact ideal path that I had, you know, planned to take for my career. You know, the ideal way to do it is move from K&N up to trucks or nationwide, and I'm sorry, from east to trucks or nationwide, and you know, I went from east to west, which is kind of a backwards deal, but you know, you got to take your opportunities as you get them. You know, nothing against Bill and those guys. Had a great time out there. Learned a lot with those guys still. Just one of those deals where it didn't end up working out. Fortunately enough, I came back in time to go to the Combine for a driver diversity program for NASCAR. I ended up getting selected for this year, so I'll be part of this 2014 drive for diversity class, which is looking very strong. So really, really looking forward to this year.
Okay. You would catch me as I stepped around the corner. I was expecting you to talk longer.
It's hard to hear you.
No, in a rush to do everything by myself, I forgot to add some of the extra show lights we have, but my head's shiny enough, but what the heck, you know that.
I understand, yep, it's all part of the game.
Now, why do you feel that going from east to west is a step down?
Well, you know, as far as competition goes, the talent of drivers out there, to win in the west and to win in the east, equally as hard. The only difference I would say from the east to the west is in the east you have, you know, 10 to 12 drivers that could win every single race no matter what. As far as the west goes, you've got, you know, equally as tough drivers, but there's only about 5 or so that can win. You know, that's when I was out there. That's what I saw. As far as talent from the drivers, equally as they, you know, they're all great drivers out there, but there's only about 5 or 6 of them that can win each time. And, you know, the East, like I said, there's, you know, 12, 13 drivers that can win all the time. So The field's a little bit deeper in the east. There's more companion races with Sprint Cup, Nationwide Truck. So you've got more of the bigger eyeballs looking on you as far as, bigger cup teams. So there's a little bit more pressure there. You get a little bit more bigger tracks out there. So it's definitely a different atmosphere out east. But, I mean, Mercedes racing, and it's tough to win no matter what level you're at, whether it's go-karting, legends cars, or K&N. It's all tough.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, because you're closer to where most everybody is when it comes to being into NASCAR racing is going to be on the East Coast, so everybody can keep an easier eye on you and able to go out and check, see how your progress is, instead of having to read about it in the newspaper or catch it on a video on YouTube or something like that. Now, let's see. We've got. Let me think here. Yeah, I do apologize. I missed getting to go out and seeing you guys this past October.
Hey, no worries.
Well, I mean, I'm usually out there at Langley for each of them, and it bothered me because actually NASCAR cleared me to come out there and talk with a bunch of you guys, and then we had a bunch of issues here locally, and I wound up missing all 3 days. So, but
yeah, we actually got rained out the last day, so
yeah.
It was a shorter combine than the past years. The first year I went, it was actually a whole entire month, and then second year is a full 3 days. This year it was a little bit shorter than usual, but still a tough combine.
But I think the first one Langley had, I don't know if you came to that one or not. That was the one they wiped out 2 cars within about the first 6 drivers.
Yeah, I was there for that one. That was man, that's tough. Anytime you wipe out, they have three late models there for about 30 drivers. So anytime you go out there and wipe out a couple cars right early, it makes the rest of the combine kind of difficult. But the guys there, they work hard throughout the whole combine and they'll get them ready to go.
So what did you feel about your competition that you had at the combine?
And it was tough. It definitely was tough. This whole entire combine process, every single year, has been tough. From the very beginning, I've been competing against Darrell Walsh Jr., Ryan Gifford. The next year, there was Kyle Larson and Darrell again. Gifford was also there again. This year, we have a strong class this year. It's myself, Ryan Gifford, Daniel Suarez, and Jay Beasley. I guess Jay Beasley is the only new one to the group, considering I've been there for the past couple of years. So I think he won 8 out of 12 Super Late Model races out of the Glory in Vegas. I've been getting to know him the past couple of weeks at the shop. He's super, super cool guy. I'm really excited about the streak that we have this year because everyone's getting along so well. And I think that's only going to turn out to us having more success throughout the year.
Now, I noticed when you started on your little biography, you were starting from K&N. What did you do before you got into that level, basically your real grassroots?
Yeah, before K&N series, I actually, it's almost 100% road course racing. When I was 7 years old when I started racing, before those, I started on dirt bikes a little bit, messing around. That's what my dad used to race. But when I was 7, I started racing go-karts for WKA series on asphalt road courses. After that, I raced go-karts from when I was 7 until I was 13. Then when I was 13 years old, I actually moved to Formula cars. It was a Formula Renault, and raced that for a year. It was on the West Coast, open wheel Formula car, and then did some Formula BMW, a lot of testing in Formula cars. But today I'm 6'3", I weigh 200 pounds. So the whole entire IndyCar Formula One dream that I had was kind of gone. All those drivers were really small, really lightweight, and that's how I was born. My dad's 6'4", my mom's 5'11", so I really had no choice but a very tall race car driver. So
you're gonna be a tall stalk of corn.
Exactly. So we got actually one of our buddies that we grew up racing go-karts with. His dad did a lot of research because we were running out of options what to do. The Formula car deal was dying. I was getting too big, and in the United States it wasn't really taking off like we thought it would. So he introduced us to this drive for diversity program that NASCAR has in 2009, I believe it was. I applied for it in 2009, and I was too young. I think I was only 15 years old, and you have to be 16. So and they also saw I didn't have any oval experience. So that year, 2009, I went to Shenandoah Speedway, ran some oval stuff. I think I ran 9 races. and got some oval experience, won some races, and for the next year I was able to add that to my resume for the combine, and fortunately enough, I got picked up there from ever since. It's been a wild ride for sure.
Now, I know you've let's see. Now, is the K&N going to be running the Battle of Beach thing again like they did last year?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different than last year. On the 16th, we run New Smyrna, and then we have a day off. And then the 18th, we run at the Battle of Beach in Daytona. But instead of being a combination race with the East and the West, it's actually going to be a full East race, and it's going to be for points. So, and it's also going to be live on Fox Sports, so that's going to be an exciting race to watch.
Well, we'll definitely be watching it. I know that. Now, I'm trying to remember. You didn't get to run the last one, did you?
I did. I got to run the initial Battle of the Beach.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yep. I got to run. We ran that one, and we ran the East race in Pensacola. We were going to run another East race. I think it was Columbus, but I ended up coming back East before we did that one.
So what did you think about all the action that they had last year? You think they're going to have as much this year?
It was exciting last year. I'm not sure if we'll have as much beating the bang as we did last year, just because the East and West race, and those two groups aren't really used to racing against each other on short tracks. We race together at Iowa every year, which is a big 7/8 mile track where there's not a lot of beating and bang, but on the Citadel, I believe it's a half mile, 3/8, something like that. There's a lot of beating and banging, and it's drivers that are not used to racing each other in that type of environment. So you get a lot of mixing up, you got a lot of excitement. Nonetheless, I know it's going to be an exciting race for all the fans to watch, and definitely an exciting race for us drivers too.
Well, I know when you manage to swing out here to Langley to race, you'll definitely get to meet a couple of the other guys that are on the show here with us. We finally got Scott to drag in here.
Yeah, there's a little snow on the ground, so people don't know how to drive.
I tell you. We've got Sergio Pena on the line with us already. You got any questions for him? I just went through most of the stuff. And
I don't know. So you're from Virginia, though, right, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm from Winchester, Virginia. Yes, sir.
So you're probably used to the snow.
I left my house this morning at about 5 o'clock, and I drove down here to Charlotte to try to beat this storm. I was surprised when I got down here. There was no salt, no nothing to prepare the roads for this storm. It was all just normal. And about 30 minutes into the snowstorm, the roads were completely white. Everyone's panicking, freaking out. So, I figured with all these drivers that we've got down here in Charlotte, we have a lot of good track tires going. But it's I guess they weren't prepared for the storm. It kind of came out of nowhere, though, so can't blame them.
this is one of those times you can call them non-driving son of a whatevers and keep on getting it.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, we've been. I'm here hanging out with a couple buddies that race too. We've been out tearing up some parking lots in our cars, to get a little sideways, have a little fun in the snow, just enjoying the day.
You haven't torn up any rims or tires yet.
Oh no, we're professional now. Come on.
That's why I'm asking.
Exactly. Yep.
Every time it snows, I go out, I hop in my SUV and do donuts in my parking lot and always take a video. So
I have no choice, dude. I think I filled up my phone number in videos tonight.
So now you've been running around a while on different tracks and places. What's some of the better tracks you like to run on?
I think my all-time favorite track that I've been on so far is definitely New Hampshire. Coming from my road course background, New Hampshire's a very flat track. You got to really focus on braking there. Braking is really important. If you can't out-brake people, you're not going to be able to pass there. And so many braking techniques that I learned throughout my years of road course racing have really helped me there. I really like on the good tracks, but all my 3 wins in the series have come from short tracks. So I think patience really helps. I'm a kind of a patience kind of driver. I'm patiently aggressive. So I don't know. These short tracks I really, really enjoy because you get to beat and bang, which is a lot of fun for us drivers. And I really, really enjoy Langley Speedway just because it's another flat track. It kind of suits my driving style. And it's one of those tracks where you can beat and bang, push someone out of the grooves if you need to. Nothing too crazy, nothing too serious, but I really enjoy all the flat tracks we go to. And then, you know, we go to Dover, the Monster Mile. You know, how can you not like that track? That track is a blast. When we go off qualifying in the morning on Saturday, man, it takes your breath away. It's definitely a fun place.
Good deal. Now, you've given us what track you like. What's the one you have the hardest time with?
Oh man, well, let's see here. We've, as far as results, Dover Gray has been tough for us. We've always been back there. I believe I qualified 3rd and 4th there both times, and I was leading some laps the last time I raced there. We actually blew motors twice. The last time I was there with Hattori, I let Brett Moffitt in. You know, he's my teammate, so I let him in. He's a good teammate and all, and you know, at that track you get stacked up so quick and it's so easy. You know, I ended up getting in the back of Brett, and the motor heat blew up. So we blew up twice there, so we've been struggling there. I think I need to learn to back off a little bit, let the race come to me a little bit more there. And that's a tough track, though. You know, us drivers, we want to go. We don't want to save anything. We don't want to, you know, take care of the car. We want to go and get out front. So that's a track that I kind of need to, you know, maybe back off and learn to let the race come to me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it is hard to let the race come to you. I know for me it is, because I'm so impatient. So you just want to go.
Definitely. That's one of the things they were telling me at Langley. Actually, I got out to the league pretty early, and I was pulling, you know, I think it was my 2nd or 3rd can win that I had. They're like, man, you need to start saving your stuff. You still got a long way to go, over halfway to go. And I was pulling almost straight away. So, you know, I listened to my crew chief, listened to my spotter, all these guys that have been teaching me over these years, all these habits that I need to get into. And I ended up dropping back to 4th in that race. I was like, man, and they actually ended up pulling away from me. Like, man, you know, the driver inside of me wanted to just, you know, get on the gas and go chase them down. And, but, you know, my crew, all those guys are so good at keeping me calm, keeping me patient. And, you know, towards the end of the race, they started coming back towards me. And I didn't have to pick up my pace. You know, you just start picking your way through them as they come back. And ended up winning my race, not even have to push it hard. So, yeah, these heat races, when you don't have the pit stops, it's definitely a different mentality that you have to drive with.
What do you? I'm going to get you to make yourself blush. Give us your most embarrassing incident when you've been racing.
I have a 100% top list most embarrassing moment I've ever had. As far as stock car racing goes, it's definitely the most embarrassing moment. We were racing at New Hampshire, and you know, I don't want to drive any names or anything, but you know, I was getting wrecked by somebody, and it was obvious they wrecked me. They tried to wreck me going into one time. I got sideways, ended up saving it, got it back together. The next lap, they actually went into one and dumped me. I hit the fence, you know, destroyed the whole rear end of the car. You know, New Hampshire for us is definitely quite a bit of an aero track. It's one of the bigger tracks you go to. So as he went by, I saw it was a light blue car, and I was like, man, light blue car, I will remember that. You know, you're in the heat of the moment, you're a driver, you got a hot temper, it's hot in there. So your patience is kind of running on empty. And on the restart, he was on the inside. I saw a light blue car, I was on the outside. Something happened on the inside road, they got held up, so I went past them. And, you know, after the race, actually, I ended up beating him after the race. You know, I was looking for a light blue car on me, and I was still pumped out about this, because it only happened about 10 laps previous. And, you know, after the checker, I ended up wrecking him. And, man, worst thing possible, it was the wrong car. Yeah, that wasn't very good. You know, Kid Joe just had a good talk and taught me my lesson. And definitely will never, ever do that again. I was 16 years old and didn't really know what I was doing. So, man, what an embarrassing moment.
Well, I hope y'all, whoever it was you made good with.
Yeah, oh no, we definitely made good. You know, he was a lot bigger than I was. And,
That's hard. That's hard because you know how tall he is, right?
Come on, what's going on?
He's 6. Well, you 6 foot. 6 foot flat?
I'm actually 6'3", 200 pounds. Yeah.
And somebody was bigger than you.
It was a bit, when I was 16, I would say I was about 6'1", probably 160 pounds.
Oh, that's so funny. That's funny. That's a pretty good story, though.
He's about
Oh, man, it's definitely one for the memory books for sure. Don't want to repeat that.
No, definitely not.
So who you got sponsoring with you guys, or is it just totally Rev Racing going to be doing the whole thing?
Well, these first 2 races at New Smyrna and Daytona, I'm sponsored by NASCAR Technical Institute, BTI, so we're super happy to have them back on board. I had them a couple times back when I was with Rev Racing in the 4 car, so it kind of brings back old memories, old paint schemes that I'm used to, so it's good to see familiar things happening again. It's definitely good to get me back in the rhythm. I know I'll be sponsored by TRD throughout the year a little bit. I know Nike's going to be on the car. But it's just a joy for the racing program, and it's awesome. It gives me such a great opportunity. Just giving me a second chance to be back in this ride is unbelievable. It's never happened before so far, so kind of the first case scenario as far as the return drivers. And can't thank NASCAR enough for believing in me, Toyota for believing in me, and the Shock for the racing program for doing all this.
Cool. All right, well, we're going to let you go, and I will definitely get back up with you again. Who knows, maybe I'll find a few bucks floating around somewhere to help you out when you're here at Langley.
Good deal. I really appreciate it, my guys. It's always good talking to you. I can't wait to keep to Langley and talk to you some more.
All right, Sergio, you have a good night and be safe down there.
Yeah, good deal. Actually, tomorrow's my 21st birthday.
That's right, I forgot to say that. Tomorrow was your birthday. I even sent you a birthday message this morning.
So you got any plans to go to the bar at 12 o'clock?
Man, we'll see what happens. We're here, but we've got a couple of us drivers over here hanging out, and it'll be a good time. So we'll see. The only thing I'm regretting is the day after my 21st birthday is an hour drive to Daytona. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, good luck this year. We'll call us back when you get a win there, bud.
Thank you, guys. Oh, for sure I will.
All right, Sergio. Talk to you later.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye. Sergio's cool.
Yeah, he seems like a good kid.
Yeah, I've known him for a while. He started racing out, doing the D30 at the Langley Speedway, and so I get. Seems like every track I go to, I run into him. And yeah, he's a tall drink of water. Let me tell you. But somebody else is
he's running the K&N.
He's just got on to the new diversity, the Rev Racing stuff. He just one of the drivers that qualified, and he's him, Ryan Gifford, Daniel Suarez, and
Brown's a good shoe too.
And they're all going to be running the K&N. So
they're going to be running 3 cars.
Four.
Oh, they got 4 cars. I thought they just had 2.
Yeah, go to revracing.net. You'll be able to pull it up and see who all's there. But yeah, he was, like I said, we were just talking about the Battle at the Beach. He ran that last year when he was running the West Series. Came out and ran that, and then said it's going to be as bad as it was this last one. Oh, let me get the next person here. I hate when that happens. Alright, that does it. I know I've got to get this right now. It sucks when you can't even read your own handwriting. To Sarah.
Hello?
Hello, Sarah.
Yes.
Yes, this is Roger with Let's Talk Racing, and you got Scott Allen hanging out here with me as well. Jack Dodson said to say sorry. He got snowed in from this weather that just shot up here in our area.
Oh, yeah?
Where are you located at?
Remington, Indiana. It's right in between Indianapolis and Chicago.
So are you a Tony Stewart fan, being you're from out that way?
Yeah, definitely am.
All right.
I think that must be a rule. If you're born in that area, you got to be a Smoke fan.
Maybe a little bit. There's some people.
Now, are you watching this on the internet?
Not right now. Our internet is terrible because we live out in the middle of nowhere, so it's so slow.
Well, later on you'll have to check YouTube. We'll have the show on there, and we have Tony Stewart stands in the background here all the time.
Okay.
Him and his Chef Boyardee outfit, Home Depot / everything. What the heck? Jack was the one that had talked to you. Hopefully he was going to be here, but you'll have to fill us in on yourself. Why don't you go ahead and give me a short resume about yourself, how you got into racing, what you started out doing, what you've been doing, and what you hope to do.
I started out in junior sprints when I was 6 years old, and I ran those, and I moved up to run the 600 micro sprints, and I've been running those ever since. And then recently I just started working with Charlie Patterson. He's from Indianapolis, and he helps drivers like me that need some help moving up, and I have been doing some testing. I did the ARCA test at Daytona, and I did sports car test up in Michigan, and just trying to find something to drive bigger than what I do now.
So was the Daytona test, was that your first time in a stock car?
Yeah, it was the first time in anything bigger than the micros that I run now. So it was a big change for sure.
So was that a big? Were you nervous on that one?
Oh yeah, I was good because I was there a full day before, and I got to see everything. And then once I got in the car, it got a lot more real than it was just watching.
Now, did you have anybody kind of give you some pointers on going around the racetrack, or did somebody take you out like in a rental car and go around?
Yeah, we did drive around in a van, and then I was back with the team because I was with Kimmel's, and they had 4 cars, so I was back with the other drivers, and they gave me a lot of pointers and helped me out, and it definitely helped.
Yeah, I think that place is pretty intimidating. I did a ride along there one time, and it seems like when you're going into corners, like you're supposed to, your mind tells you you're supposed to let off, but you don't.
Oh, yeah, it's really hard to make yourself flat-footed around there.
Yeah. So how did it go there?
It went really well. I ended up I just practiced one half a day on Saturday, and I ended up 23rd or 24th on 60 cars of the day. So I didn't think it was bad for my first time in one.
No, not at all. So are you guys doing any talking? You got any plans for this year going with that?
Hopefully do a little bit more testing and then see where that goes, because they called and said maybe we could do some more, and then hopefully I'll be going to Florida next week and be there during all the bigger races, and we have some meetings, so hopefully those will work out and I'll be racing something.
Well, that sounds good. So who got you into racing? I mean, is your parent? Did your dad drive, or somebody else in your family, or are you the first one?
I'm the first one that raced, but my dad always liked going to the races and stuff, and he just took me when I was younger, and they asked me if I wanted to race, and I was like, yeah. So started out in the little junior sprints.
Yeah, those junior sprints are pretty neat.
Yeah, they're fast. They're a lot faster now than when I started, though.
Yeah. I would imagine. I mean, those things are actually pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you got to have a lot of car control in those things. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. They don't run them anywhere close to here. Maybe down in Carolina somewhere.
Which ones?
Those micro sprints.
They're really popular here. I mean, sometimes you'll get 20, 25 cars in the class.
Yeah, I don't know if Saluda runs those or not.
I don't think so. It's more like a go-kart type track. They look like a ton of fun though.
Yeah, they're pretty fast. It's just some little kids.
So, let me think here. We're like snowed in here, so things are going kind of. I just got here just a minute ago.
All right.
So what is
he's trying to get geared up, and I've
right.
still got people I'm having come and going after you that are texting me back and forth.
So what's your favorite racetrack that you run on?
Favorite racetrack? Probably I ran Peoria Speedway over in Illinois. That was one of my favorites. They don't run micros there anymore, but I ran there 2 years ago, and that was a lot of fun.
Now, do you run into a lot of people who give you a hard time? Like a lot of people I think give Danica Patrick a hard time for being a woman in a man's sport, or predominantly man sport.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know the right word I'm looking for. I mean, I think Danica Patrick is great for the sport because it gets a lot of notoriety out there, but they just don't want to give her. They don't want to give her anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that that are a lot more accepting than other people, but it's just I don't know. I think and when you get in the car and you have your helmet on, like unless your name's on the car, nobody's gonna know the difference,
Right.
Now, do you have a nickname that you use when you race?
Do I what?
Do you have a nickname?
No, just Roman Sarah.
Not even Sassy Sarah or anything like that? Or
That's a good one. We could name her that.
Sassy Sarah. Now, if you use that, you got to give us credit.
All right, I'll make sure I do that.
Well, we don't know if she's sassy though yet.
You got to take care of business. You got to be sassy.
Well, that's true.
There you go. We're gonna get you PR'd all up here, girl.
Glad you got it.
Oh goodness. One of the things we like to have fun with, and you know what I'm coming up with, the good old.
Food.
What's your most embarrassing moment?
Uh-oh.
Oh, you lost her.
Sassy got sassy.
Sassy got dumped. Sorry. Must be one of those things where you go, oh, my cell phone battery's died.
Hello.
Did Sassy get dumped?
We're not in the middle of nowhere once again. It drops calls out here all the time. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, we've had people that they'll call in and they forget how much battery's left on their phone. They be talking and all of a sudden, bam, they're gone.
No, it's just the service out here.
Then they'd be trying to borrow somebody's cell phone in the car or something so they can call and finish the interview.
Man.
Anyway, I was getting ready to ask you, what's your most embarrassing moment in your racing career? This is where you get to blush a little bit and we don't get to see.
Okay, when I was probably 13, 14, probably, I was racing over at US 24 Speedway, and I started in the back and I ended up winning the feature, and you have to go to scales afterwards, and I drove back to the trailer and I completely skipped scales, and then the people come running over there and they're like, you gotta go to scales, you're gonna get disqualified and all this, and it caused this big long thing because people were standing up for me, and then other people were like, she went back to the trailer, so basically I got the feature taken away just because I didn't go to scales. That was my fault.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
That sort of sucks.
Nobody, I don't think anybody's got one as bad as Mark Martin though. Coming in
a lap early before
the race was over.
Oh wow.
Yeah, at least you won it.
I don't know if he still won it or not.
No. He finished the last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, because he pulled in, coming around to the checkered flag, he pulls in.
Yeah, it was under caution, and he thought the race was over. He peeled off, and everybody started to follow, and they peeled back out.
Easy.
Oh, goodness. So, who do you look up to in your racing career that you try to identify with?
Definitely Tony Stewart is like...
Yes.
Top.
He started out kind of like I started out, just moving up through all the dirt racing stuff.
So, have you done any asphalt racing?
I have a go-kart that I've ran a few times. I just got it last year. And then I did a test in a F500. But other than that, no.
What was the test in? What were you driving there?
An F500.
Oh.
That's all right. You guys. That's open wheel kart, isn't it?
Yeah, it's open wheel.
I got you.
I'm trying to remember.
So are you trying to go towards a stock car, or are you trying to go open wheel, or whatever it'll take you?
Either way, if there's an opportunity to do better in one way, then I'd go that way. But I'm leaning towards like stock car stuff.
Something about beating and banging to me is a lot more fun than
just bouncing off the wheels and stuff.
Well. So do you have any sponsors that you need to thank?
Yeah, Franco Racing is in my chassis. They have Infinity shocks. motor fuel injection dyno, and I think that's about it.
That's what an F500 car looks like. We're looking at, on our main display here, looking to see what an F500 looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it kind of drives like a big go-kart to me. Like, that's how I would relate it.
It looks, I mean, the length of it just looks like it's just a little bit shorter than the wheelbase of a pickup truck or something.
It's a little bit.
What are they, about 10 foot long?
Probably about there, yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Not
say
for
it's
sure. I
kind
mean,
of
I could be wrong, but...
Yeah. What kind of motors in those things? Do you know?
I think it's like a snowmobile engine or something like that.
Okay.
Huh.
So it's still got a little bit of motor. So it's kind of like our arena car, but on a open wheel scale. They got a little more motor than we got.
Yeah.
We ain't got
That looks like a little bit more motor than you got. We're looking at one that has just the chassis without the any of the body on it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't really know that much about them. It was just an opportunity that happened. I was like, sure, I'll go up there and try it. Just try something new.
All right. What else you want to pass out to anybody to let them know about you? How can they get up with you? Your website? Do you have any Facebook pages? Twitter?
I know she's on Facebook because she accepted me earlier today.
You accepted him? Oh gosh! Now
Real quick, she must have not even looked at my page.
Now I'm gonna have to look to see if I want her or not.
So I've had like, just in the last week, I've had like 400 friend requests. It's ridiculous.
You'll probably get a few more after tonight.
I hope so.
Hey, it's all good, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I have a Facebook and I have a Twitter, and then I have my website, which is just SaraElrod23.com, and I have most of all my stuff on there and my schedule and all that.
Now, I sent a friend request. So,
make him wait a little while.
Oh, the heck with you! I'm gonna have her drop you. Defriend you. Oh gosh, you tell we need to have somebody come here and put us in our cages or something.
How long have you guys been stuck there?
Oh, well now I mean, it's not like we've been up a long time or anything, but we do this show, and I've actually had this show running since back about 2005.
That's pretty cool.
So
we're just a bunch of halfway racers with a couple screws loose.
If you don't have no fun, don't do it. And I actually told Tony that one year at Richmond. That's when he was being bad boy.
Oh yeah.
Of course, there was a female friend that I knew that she says that's a good idea, and I'm telling him the same thing. And shortly thereafter, he straightened his booty up.
Sarah might know the guy we're having on next, Payton. You know Payton Pierce?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. Yeah.
I was gonna say if you had any dirt on him, we'll give him a hard time.
No, I don't have anything on him.
Shucks.
I would just tell him next time you're all at the racetrack that you're gonna whip him.
You can say that.
We're going to have Sassy Sarah take care of you, Peyton. All right, Sarah, we'll go ahead and let you get out of here, go do some stuff for yourself, and enjoy your evening, and we'll hopefully get you back on here again if that's all right with you.
All right, well, thanks for having me.
That's if you can stand us, you know.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah, and good luck with with your rides this year. And if you get something, give us a call back, and we'll break the news. Breaking news.
It's not like you can't find us on Facebook. Yeah, you didn't tell me. Did you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, she put it up.
She got the Twitter?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, okay. I must have missed it. That's what happens when you...
Yeah.
Okay. Good night, young lady.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, you missed our new lead-in stuff.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'll have to check that out.
It's over here.
Oh, were we official there?
Yep, you got you and Jack's name on there now.
And Jack ain't even here tonight. Huh?
I tell you, I even got a commercial in here now too.
Oh, whoa!
That's the Mid-Atlantic NASCAR Club. Mary Dixon, somebody I've known for a while.
Yeah, I'm friends with her on Facebook. I seen her today. She said she was going to be or like the show, so I was like, oh.
Yep. Jack took and put out a few things when I talked with her, and her amount of likes went up within 5-minute just went up like 15 people or something like that.
Cool.
So hopefully,
Good deal.
Mid-Atlantic NASCAR Club. Go check it out on Facebook.
Gonna have to check it out.
Here, I'll even
What's
do it
on-
this way.
What's on it?
We'll do a quick break for this mini commercial. Of course, you don't get to hear the car crash that's going in the background.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it?
Yeah, I just duped it off of the other one over here.
Oh.
Okay, waiting on Payton to call in.
I want to say hi to Jack too. Think about him and his wife. Hope his wife's
Yeah,
doing all
speaking
right.
of Payton, this better be Payton.
Yes, sir, this is.
That's a damn good thing. We just had our last guest, Sassy Sarah. She said she's going to take care of you next time she gets up with you.
Yes, sir.
You'll have to watch and if you haven't been watching the video, you'll have to go on YouTube later on and catch it and see what we're talking
How do
about.
you pronounce her last name?
Keep along with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sarah Elrod.
Do you know her?
I've heard of her.
Yeah.
She said the same about you.
Yeah, she said but it wasn't good. That's why we're gonna stir something up. She said she was gonna whip you at the next race that you show up to. You're gonna get beat by a girl. So how you doing, man?
Good.
Good. So what? Give us a little bit of background of where you're at or where you came from and what you plan on doing in the future, besides beating Sarah.
I started out racing outlaw cars down here in Texas and stuff, and actually won a postal shootout one year in it, the same year that Kyle Larson did. And then we moved up into, I got a ride with the guy who races micro sprint around here back in 2012. We ran the micro sprint for about, I'd say probably a little over half a year. Won some races in that, and then towards the end of that year, the guy I was driving for, he talked us into getting a 305 sprint car. So we ended up, we got our first sprint car at the end of 2012 and started racing some towards the end of that, and then completely built a new car for last season and ran a total of 22 races last year in the 305. And then just recently I raced for Brian Clausen Racing at the Chili Bowl, and we actually made ninth on our prelim night, and then made it to the B main on Saturday, and was running about 10th when we got into the wall and ended our night. But it was fun.
Yeah, well, I mean that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I mean, consider never been up there before. So how old are you, Peyton?
I'm 17.
17. Man, these kids are getting so much further.
We're going to
So
see
much
him
younger.
5 years old out there running in the Chili Bowl before too long, I tell you.
So have you done any stock car stuff?
No, never done any stock car stuff or any asphalt stuff yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always looking to do it though.
Who's your favorite driver that you look up to?
Guess.
Probably has to be Kyle Larson or Brian Clausen, which both kind of mentored me a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Steered
Yeah.
me in the right direction.
Cool. Yeah, I've talked to Kyle Larson quite a few times, known him for a while. He's a really nice kid.
Yes, he is.
I can say that about all y'all, because most all of y'all I'm way older than. So.
So what's your plans for this year?
This year we've got scheduled routes. We're gonna run it anywhere from 35 to 40 305 races around here in North Texas and some in Louisiana and down towards Houston area. And then we're also looking to run a few USAC midget races too, just wherever we can find a ride.
You stay pretty busy, man. I can imagine doing 40-some races a year.
Why not? As long as you don't tear up anything, or you have a really good crew and really good funding, then you can race as much as you want.
Well, that's true.
I mean, you think of the guys that run a lot of the dirt stuff. I mean,
They do a lot.
They got what, at least probably close to 5 races a week that you can go to and run at.
Yes, sir. Especially down here, we usually Friday and Saturday about only 9 free races. But I know up in Indiana
other areas of the country, they'll run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes even Thursday night.
Yeah, I know when I was up at Knoxville, up in Indiana, for the Hoochie Hoochie.
The Nationals.
Yeah, the Nationals. That there, I was talking to a lot of the people out there, and yeah, they just all over the place they're running. I mean, it's just crazy. It's like back when, I don't know if you know much about on the NASCAR side, but when Richard Petty was racing, he was racing 4 or 5 races a week, and that's how he amassed all the 200 wins he had.
Yeah, they were running 60-some races a year, I think. 60.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Especially, like, a lot of the bigger name guys. I know, like, Brian, he just got back from running in Australia and New Zealand, and down in that way. So.
Well, these two guys that you're saying that you're a mentor, they're not that much older than you.
Really?
I expected you to say somebody like Tony Stewart. I figured because you're kind of from the Midwest, you'd be
Kyle
talking about
might
Tony.
be, what, 2 years older maybe?
He ain't old enough to drink.
4 years older than me.
He's 4 years older than you?
Is he that old? I didn't think he was quite that old.
Oh, well, what can I say? They're all just a bunch of spring chickens out there.
Yeah.
So, what else do you like to do when you're not racing, if you have that chance?
Usually I'm either hanging out with friends or usually working on the race car, getting ready to go race. But usually I'm either hanging out with friends or fishing or working, keeping up with my schoolwork.
Now, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior in high school.
Mm-hmm. What do you plan on going to college for anything, or?
Yes, sir. I'm plan on trying to go for mechanical engineering.
Seems
A
like,
lot of drivers like to do that because, I mean, if anything, it's going to help you in your car anyway. You learn a lot more and have a lot more intelligence.
Yeah, but it might be dangerous, though.
Yeah, too much knowledge.
That'd be me. I'd have too much. I'd be having them change too much stuff.
Oh, let me try this just a little bit. Oops, sorry, there was the wall.
So, Peyton, do you have any embarrassing stories that you got? Roger's been asking everybody else. Sarah says she didn't go to the scales one time. She just went to a trailer and they DQ'd her after she won a race.
Oh, she probably actually have to be. I think we were running Devil's Bowl earlier this year, and it was just me and my dad out there. And they were rushing the features through, and we're trying to hurry and put fuel in it, and I accidentally left the gas cap, didn't get it tightened all the way down, and sure enough, it came off while we were racing, and ended up getting DQ'd for that. But that would probably have to be my embarrassing moment.
Where were you running when you got DQ'd?
We were actually about 7th or 8th.
That's not as bad as just winning the race.
Yeah.
No.
You're not going to live that one down. Or at least not around me, you're not.
Yeah, I think one of mine was I sat there and ran in the pits one time real quick and ran out real quick before the guys got a chance to lift up the window net, and then I got a black flag. I had to come back in just to put up the freaking window net.
So who got you into racing there? Did your dad race or somebody in your family?
Actually, whenever I've been racing since it's been in my blood since my great granddad, he was a big Gibson fan and stuff, and then my grandpa, he ran drag cars and raced a lot of endurocross motorcycles and stuff like that, and then my dad and uncle. My dad did more 2-wheel stuff. He raced a lot of enduro and a lot of motocross stuff, and actually that's what I got my start out when I was 3 or 4 years old racing motorcycles, dirt bikes and stuff. And then kind of took a break from that and then jumped into the outlaw cart when I was about 11.
So whose idea was it to get in the outlaw cars?
One of my friends was actually that I'd grown up and stuff with. He was getting a cart and stuff, and I kind of went and watched him one night, and I thought, okay, that'd be pretty fun to do. So sure enough,
That's all it took, huh?
Yes, sir.
So who's the crew? Is it your family or your dad, or do you have a couple people, or what?
Mainly, it's just my family. My mom, dad, my brother helps some too when he's not doing football or any kind of sports and stuff he does, and then Usually it's just me and my dad though are the main crew members.
That's kind of fun though, to spend the time with your parents and so forth and doing it together. They say a family who races together stays together.
Yes, sir.
Well, you have to thank your dad for getting up with me to get you on here, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I presume it was your dad, because...
Yes, sir, it was.
Maybe his dad / PR guy.
Yeah.
/ crew chief.
/
sponsor.
Head step and fetch it. Did he go over his sponsors yet?
I don't know. Do you got any sponsors?
Yes, sir. Actually, we got a new one, several new ones this year. We got American Eagle, Harley Davidson, and Pearce, Texas. We've got Bell Helmet, Clem's Cooking Company, Jones Family Funeral Home.
The funeral home.
Now you don't laugh. I had a funeral home conglomerate that was on my car when I was running late models.
People are just dying to get to that place anyway.
I tell you, we were actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish. I'll tell him the story after we're done. You're running through your sponsors. Go ahead.
We've got Bridgeport Equipment Services, Total Plumbing Solutions, Joe's Racing Products. Shoot.
Do you have a list in front of you, man? I ain't got that many sponsors.
Yes, sir. And then we got Up to Speed Graphics, Infinity Shop, and I know there's probably a few on business.
Well, you're doing all right. I hope you get a little something out of them because you're doing pretty good.
Yes, sir.
You ain't got enough space on your car to put all them sponsors.
Really?
No.
That's a good problem to have. That means you need a bigger car.
I need to make up a bunch of stickers and send them out to all the guys we have on the show. But back to mine, talking about the funeral home. We were talking we got a funeral home on the car, and it was for some televised races we were doing. And we were trying to get one of the prophylactic companies so we could tell everybody we got you covered from beginning to end. The outfits we had, we like the skeleton shirts and stuff like that when we were doing the funeral home guys.
Oh, that is funny.
It was hilarious.
That's a good idea, Peyton. You can get those suits that's got the skeleton on the outside of it.
Yeah, there we go.
That'd be funny. I'd do anything for a laugh.
Oh, that's the whole thing. It's just like we tell everybody that comes on the show. If we weren't having fun, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yes, sir.
I ain't smart enough to do anything else.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Thank goodness we got a computer company, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Anybody else you want to thank before we kick you to the curb, so to speak?
Just my family and everybody supports me and stuff. I mean, wouldn't be able to do it out the fans and especially out my sponsors and stuff, but most of all my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and just everybody. He's blessed me with a good group of people around me, so keep racing with it.
Good deal. Now, if you hear somebody called Sassy Sarah, you know who to look out for.
Yes, sir.
And hey, look, we named her that, so we're going to take claim for that.
He could be Pushy Payton.
Hey, that's a good one. Push you right out of the way.
There you go. Anywho.
All right, well, good luck to you, Peyton. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank y'all for having me.
All right, talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pushy Peyton. That was a good one. It came right to you, huh?
I can throw that stuff out there.
Yeah, I can take about a few hours to think about it.
Well, we call you Sloppy Scott. Jack would be calling you that.
He probably has something else for me.
Shitty Scott.
Man, I'll tell you what. They had the milkshake machine going at the Coliseum with Johnny Rockets. Man, it was kind of funny because after I got out of the car, I said, thank the sponsors and stuff. It's gonna go up and get me a burger and some fries and stuff. And I was standing up there in line, and the guy turned around. He's got his kids, and they're getting like 4 or 5 milkshakes. And he said, "I appreciate that." I said, "What?" He said, "You're the reason we're up here."
So you did a good race last weekend?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
No, we made about 2. Man, you think we could make a couple of laps? Some guys, John Nichols, I'll call him out. You go 3 wide on the second lap. I mean, we can't even go 3 wide to begin with.
Oh,
Much
really?
less, you can't win the race on the first lap. So they kind of went through the barriers and then come back up in the middle of the racetrack. He tried to keep on going and plowed right into us. Tore the whole.
Well, what do you? Never mind. I'll ask you later. But anyway, let's get our next guest on here. I'm going to give him a quick call here. This time I'll get the number all the way.
You get it right this time?
Yeah. This phone's a little sticky sometimes. The number doesn't always push. Oh man, yeah, I'd like to order a pizza.
A pizza? What kind?
A meat lovers. NASCAR.
Yeah.
I want NASCAR rubber sprinkle in it too. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice for all the snow that we got going on.
I tell you. Oh, how bad is it down there, Derek?
I don't know, in a couple hours, I'd say probably 4 inches or so. I think the biggest issue is the people that don't know how to drive in it. So.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I keep them out of my parking lot. That's the only safe place I know I can do donuts.
Exactly. Actually, let me open the door here. Looks like we got like a little bit of sleet going on, but yeah, I'd say about 4 inches or so.
Oh, cool. I know it's about 1 inch, about 6:30 when I checked outside in front of our building here.
Yeah, I think we got an inch or two, or 2 or 3 inches.
We got Derek Kneeland on the line here with us tonight. He's a spotter in the Cup Nationwide Truck Series and whatever else he can throw in there. Does that sound about right?
That sounds all right.
And I think you even get behind the wheel from time to time.
Yeah, usually about once a year. Hopefully I'll be able to get a crack back at it again here in July.
Cool. So, you've got, well, you've been busy during the off season here.
I wouldn't really say busy. I've been more enjoying the time off, I guess you could say. But yeah, I've been going a lot of places. Now went up to Maine, got injured, that kind of stunk, and then went up to Idaho for Brian Scott's wedding.
Where was that? If you don't mind me asking, where was that in Idaho?
It was in McCall, Idaho. It's about 2 hours northeast of Boise.
Okay, yeah, because I lived up in that area for about 5 years, so that's a nice area up there.
Oh, it's beautiful. It was absolutely amazing. And of course, we were out there for a week before the wedding, so we got to have a bunch of fun and go up in the mountains and snowshoe and ski and snowmobile.
There you go.
And all that good stuff. So.
That's what I'm talking about. Snowshoe. That's a great place. Went to spend the Bogus Basin. Soldier Mountain, I think, is out there too. Several places. I mean, when I was out there for about 4.5 years. So,
yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous out there.
Wintertime came around every weekend out there on the snow slopes.
That's right.
But anyway, so, yeah, I mean, you and Facebook like they had a love affair or something, because, I mean, every time I was on Facebook, there was something about you popping up, pictures and everything.
Yeah, I was staying pretty busy with having fun, you know, and I just wanted to, you know, I mean, I like to know what other people are doing, so I try to post on, you know, what I had going on and stuff, and, you know, just had a lot of fun, really enjoyed it. So, I mean, I'm definitely ready to get back going. Everybody said it was a quick off season, but I mean, it was a quick off season, but it was a lot of fun. But I'm ready to get back and get racing and try to get some wins going.
So, who all are you going to be spotting for this year?
This year, as of right now, I'm just spotting for Kyle Larson in the Cup and Nationwide, and then I'm working on getting a truck deal right now, and then I'm sure whenever we're at the track in ARCA or the East Series or something like that's going on, then you know, then I'll do somebody there. So
cool. Now, how's Brian feel losing you as a spotter?
You know, it was kind of hard at the beginning, you know, because you know we worked together for so long, and you know, when I told him about it, you know, he wasn't really pleased at first, and you know, I was a little nervous about it because, you know, we got a great friendship. I mean, when you look at the sport, you know, it's a business, and you know, from the business side of things, you know, Kyle's going to be in his rookie year in Cup, and you know, with him being a rookie in the Cup Series and still running Nationwide, they want him to have the same spotter. You know, he doesn't need to have too much thrown on his plate, you know, at once with having, you know, several different spotters and several different crew chiefs and engineers and all that stuff. So we're trying to keep as much stuff normal for him as we can and going into the season. So, you know, that was kind of hard to take at first, you know, but I mean, we moved right along. We got him a good spotter. a great spotter actually, so he'll be in good hands for this year.
Hold it.
I didn't toot his own horn.
I did. No, you talking about Brian got a great spotter, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how come? I hold it. He didn't get.
No, I don't talk about myself like that. Most people want to say that's fine, but.
Hold it. He didn't get a great spotter because I didn't get a phone call. But yeah, that's what I usually do nowadays when I've got some friends of mine that are racing. I go out and spot for them.
I don't think it's a bad gig.
No, I mean, the nice thing is, and I'm sure Derek can understand this as well, having driven and being out there, it's a whole lot easier to spot for somebody else because you already know what things are going to happen, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't say that the first time I ever spotted really went well. That's for sure. I can never play the day, but yeah, it's just something. It's just like anything, you know. When you get on a bike for the first time with no training wheels, you know, you're going to follow your first time. So I mean, you know, everything takes a little bit of practice, but you know, definitely fortunate that I'm able to do it, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I still like doing it in the late model series or anything I can do. So.
What have you ever run into a situation where you see something's going to happen and you just can't get your driver out of it, and then you wind up trying to figure out the quickest way to get the least amount of damage? You ever run into that?
Oh yeah, I mean, not every week by any means. But I mean, there's always something that happens week in and week out that you're trying to prevent that you can see happening, or you know, like if we got someone falling back, you know, just trying to get in the right line before we push ourselves back or something like that. So I mean, going from like a wrecking standpoint to even just a racing standpoint, you know, there's a bunch of ways and things that we look at and, you know, and trying to keep ourselves out of trouble. Because I know the fabrication guys definitely don't like having a beat up car on their plate come Monday morning. So.
Yeah, I've run into that as well, even though it was only in the late model series where you got to decide, do you want to lose a front clip or you just want to get a little bit of damage on the side of the car, you know, on the fender and the door or something, and still be able to finish doing the race.
Exactly. And I mean, sometimes, you know, you say things and you do a good job at getting them through the most trouble that you can, but I mean, sometimes they're just, you know, it doesn't even matter. I mean, whether they do what you tell them to do or not, you know, I mean, something's always going to happen, especially if there's a big wreck in front of you and you're already right in the middle of it.
Do you ever have to give any of the guys the speech of, when I tell you to do it, don't think twice about it, do it then, and not a half a second later, because it may not be there when you get there?
I mean, when it comes to actually like racing wise, like when we're running around people like 2 and 3 wide, you know, I make sure, you know, before a race, I mean, not like during the race, I'm not saying, hey, you got to trust me on this, but, you know, I make sure before races and before the year starts, and, you know, it's like, listen, you know, I'm here to help you, not hurt you. If I tell you something, you need to do it. But when it comes to wrecks, you know, I want them to take their opinion for themselves too. I mean, if I say, hey, wrecking in front of you, go low, I mean, I need you to still look in your mirrors. Like, you don't have to just trust what I say. But if we're racing in a situation at 180 miles an hour and we need a quick, clear situation so we can move around to try to, you know, not lose spots and keep gaining ground, then he needs to trust me on that.
Yeah, from mine, I'm looking more at the short track when you're going around the outside or going underneath somebody, or somebody's trying to get under you and you're trying to block the driver from getting past you or something, and I'll tell the driver, I said, you know, I'll say go low, or I'll tell them, when I say now, you go low or something like this, and as soon as I say it, you got to do it. And there are a couple of times they'll sit there and they think about it, then they decide to go low, and all of a sudden the car is pulled back up into that spot, and all of a sudden they're going around, and at the end of the race, the first thing they say to me, I know, you told me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that goes back to, you know, the racing point too. Like, there's a lot of times, you know, I'll have spotters come down, they'll be, you know, mad at me because they're like, why, how come your driver's not just letting us go, we ran you down? Well, I mean, if they run you down and they're trying to pass you, but they got a line of 3 or 4 behind them, it's like, well, we're not only sacrificing just losing the one spot. If it was just that one spot, that'd be fine. You know, we'll get you back, you know, later on in the race. But when it comes to 3 or 4 more spots that you're going to be losing, that's just the dirtier air and the worst racing that you're going to get. So, I mean, sometimes you just have to fight people off, and you're going to make people mad, and you just got to try to make the right calls when it comes to doing that kind of thing.
And when it comes to racing, you're never going to make everybody happy.
No.
It's just like politics.
And I always tell my drivers, like, hey, you do what you got to do. I'm not up there for anybody else. You know, I mean, as much as I get along with every other spotter, I'm not up there for them, I'm up there for my guy, so I'm going to do what it takes for us to be in the best situation that we can be in.
Eventually it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
So Derek, do you talk a lot on the radio? Are you one of the guys that likes to talk a lot, or are you ones that don't talk very much over the radio?
I'm kind of like right in the middle. I know like when I first started, I think just because I was a little insecure probably, and knowing what people thought or how I was doing and stuff like that, I used to talk a lot. But now, at Speedways, I mean, we all talk a lot anyway, so take that out of there. And I mean, I'd say I'm pretty moderate. I'm right down the middle. I tell you what you need to know, and then I'll give you some other information that I think that's needed. And then otherwise, unless we're running really bad, we're trying to figure something out, then I'll stay out of their ear. Because I mean, if these got something figured out and we're going forward, they need to just keep focused on what they're doing. They don't need somebody in there cheerleading and stuff like that. Because I mean, once you've made up to that level, if you need a cheerleader, then you're in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've known a lot of times that sometimes they just need to hear it if they think they're running a bad line, and you're sitting here with a stopwatch and tell them, hey, no, your other line is working better. Get to it and keep getting it and keep hitting the marks that you've been hitting. I mean, that type of cheering is sort of okay, but you can do it. I don't know. It just gets to be strange.
Well, I think everybody's a little different. I know for me.
Before with the lines and stuff, that's not really a cheering, and that's really good information. And if we're 10 car lengths out ahead of somebody in 2 laps, the guy chops down to 4 or 5 car lengths. That guy needs to know where that person's running so he can try to take their line away and pick up their speed. But like you said, you can do it. Come on, buddy, come on. Like that type of stuff, needs to be kind of axed out for the most part.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's, some people, I figured some drivers probably like a lot of talking and some don't like as much talking.
Yeah, you got some drivers, they want a lot of information, and some of them just want just enough to get with what they got to do. Sound about right?
And it's going to be a learning curve this year. I mean, me and Brian, we've been used to each other for so long, that, he never really had to say anything to me, and I never really had to say anything to him. We were both comfortable. He knew when I said something, that he could trust it, and now, then with Juan, it took a few races, but I mean, he actually got really comfortable, but we would talk week in and week out. After every race, he would call. He wanted to know what I thought, and he would tell me what he thought, and all this stuff. And now we're going into, 2014 with Kyle, and, we've only had a couple tests, and that's really been about it. But we've talked a lot, and, we joke around, we have a good time. He's a great kid, and I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I think we're already on the same page, and the Daytona test went well, so I'm just hoping we get a lot of good practice in here with the draft and getting down Daytona, and then hopefully giving her hell in the 500.
There you go.
I mean, that kid's pretty talented.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just fast in everything he gets in.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost starting to be, almost the norm coming up. The young kids.
Well, that's what is expected, I think.
Yeah. And he's been able to perform.
I have some family members in town this week, and my uncle and I we were in the vehicle today and we were talking. He goes, because a lot of people are considering him to be a dark horse, and I'm like, absolutely. I go, and that's the way I want to be, because I don't think a lot of people really saw what he did at the Charlotte test in December at the end of the year when there was 30 cars there. I mean, he was unbelievable. The only car that could even come close with him was Harvick. So I mean, I'm really looking for. I mean, the speedways and stuff. I mean, obviously they're a big deal. The 500 is the Super Bowl and blah blah blah. The sport. But I'm really looking forward to getting into the short tracks and the intermediates, and especially the intermediates, because that kid loves to move around. Like, he will find the speed. He won't sit there behind somebody and and just get up on your ass and get all aero tight and all that stuff. He will move to the top, middle. He'll do what it takes, and and I'm ready to go to victory lane for sure, because he's going to make it happen.
I'd like to see that happen for you guys, definitely. Who does he feel comfortable with at Daytona as far as hanging around doing some drafting with?
As of right now, really we're not sure, just because we went down there for the test. It was supposed to be a 2-day test, and we got chopped into a 1-day because we had rain the first day, and that kind of limited a lot of people back from doing any drafting, because they had a lot of single car stuff that they wanted to try. So when we went out and did draft, there was only like 9 or 10 of us, and I'm not trying to be rude towards these people or anything like that, but, there was a lot of, just mediocre cars, that wasn't, great top-of-the-line equipment. And then we had, us, Junior, and one other guy that were pretty fast. So, we basically just tried to stay with Junior out there the whole time, but it's just not enough. 9 or 10 cars just isn't enough to know. So he's really got to, him and I working together, we're just going to have to really be smart in practice to try to earn a lot of respect from those guys and show the speed so that when we get into the 500, people are like, all right, this kid's got it figured out, and they won't mind working with him, because when they come to 5 to go, we don't want to be the one leading the pack and then getting strung out and left. So.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a whole lot of drafting experience. Was he run a couple of Daytona races?
Yeah, he ran the 2 Daytona Nationwide races and the 1 Talladega race, and that's been about it. And for the most part, when he did those races in Nationwide, they could still tandem last year, and that's all they did. So he's not really used to the whole pad deal. So that's a whole different animal compared to the tandem deal. So it's just going to be a matter of just getting him comfortable and getting the respect from the other guys, and just trying to get good cars, especially with Jamie being as good of a speedway racer as he is. Just trying to get everybody on our side so that way that we can be in the right lane at the right time, and hopefully get ourselves a good solid top 10.
Now, when he got the car all torn apart, was that at Daytona?
Yeah, it was last year. It was Daytona.
Did you ever talk to him about that at all?
Dude, that car was...
Not really. We just kind of made, because, I was spotting for Brian, and he had gotten spun around, and Brian's the one that actually hit him and let him go, flying up into the fence. So, but there was already a wreck anyway, but we just happened to be the only ones that were up in the third groove with all guys there, and we hit him, and we just kind of joked around about it one time, oh, you guys flung me up into the fence, blah, blah, but it was just all in good fun, we're past that, and, the kid's fearless, he's wrecked as hard as he can, and he's done everything, so, he's definitely not scared to go fast and make stuff happen.
Well, that's good.
If Daytona didn't scare him, then I don't think anything will. Because that was a crazy wreck. I seen the car afterwards. The front snout was pretty much gone on it.
Yeah, the engine was laying out.
That's about as bad as it gets. I'm going to knock on wood right now because I really don't want to see any cars get that bad. So,
yeah.
I hope that's the worst we'll ever see a car again. That's for sure.
So, Derek, do you work in the shop during the weekend?
No, I don't. Nope.
Well, that must.
Man, you get taking applications. Well, look, I can see on your Facebook.
I worked the deal right going into.
Yeah, well, I did.
We just worked it in the 52 weeks. So.
Yeah, well, I need you to negotiate a deal for me. That's what I need. I see here on your Facebook, you're here with the strongest redneck. Is that you with a picture with him? It's pretty funny.
The what?
The strongest redneck, the world's strongest redneck.
Oh yeah, that was several years ago.
That's a big dude.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
Is he from down there?
Where is he from? I think he's from. I almost want to say he's from Pennsylvania, but I'm not positive. I don't want to say and be wrong, but I almost say that's where he was from. So.
I bet he's quite funny.
Oh, he's hilarious. He's great. He came to a bunch of truck races. He came to the shops a couple times, and it worked out good because the hauler driver at the time who I was friends with, he was good friends with him, and he had him come to Memphis and a couple other places, and he would bring some stuff and do some demonstrations, and it was really, really neat.
Yeah. I see on Facebook he's already got his new tennis shoes picked out for doing his driveway.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him or seen anything online about him in a long time. I really ought to follow up on him.
I was looking at the snowshoes here. Somebody put on your page.
Oh yeah, did I post those?
No, I think it was Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly shared a photo about it.
Yeah, that was just an hour or so ago. Those sneakers with the plows on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting down here just cruising through here, checking out, see what you've been doing. Hey, you've been a little slack here. Since that, he ain't done nothing since the 9th. Jeez.
I've been pretty quiet. Unless if I'm here and I don't have anything going on, I don't really say much. But if I'm not doing something or if I'm out of state and stuff, then I'll just say something. So come tomorrow, the page will start livening up again, I promise.
So how did you get started spotting?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I grew up racing myself, and as we know, like I still try to race once a year. And then when I got done doing it myself, I started spotting for a buddy in super late models, and I wanted to change, and it had nothing to hold me back. So I moved to North Carolina, and I worked in the decal business. And about a month after being here, the kid I was spotting for up there moved down as well, and he came down to work on Andy Santerre's cars, and he was running the Past South Tour. And at the time, a buddy of ours who was from Maine as well had moved down around the same time I did, and he was working on Brian Scott's car, who was racing for Freddie Query. So we just kind of all got introduced and became friends, and just started all hanging out together and having a good time. And it was about just about a year later, maybe not quite that long. Brian had called me like right out of the blue and was like, "Hey man, what you got going on this weekend?" I was like, "Oh, not too much." And he was like, "I need a spotter for an ARCA race at Pocono." He goes, "Are you interested?" I was like, "Well, I'm definitely interested." I was like, "There's a problem. I've always spotted at tracks, a mile or less. Like that's a 2.5 mile beast,
Oh yeah.
He goes, "No." He goes, "I trust you." He goes, "You can do it." He goes, "Please say yes." So I was like, "All right, yeah." So they handled everything and stuff, and got me there, and it went really well. And then after that race, he said, "I need you to come and spot for the ARCA race and truck race at Nashville." So I went there and did that, and that was basically my big tryout. And then after that race, they hired me on full time. And then once, like I tell a lot of people, you just gotta take the chance. Because once you're in, like you're basically in. As long as you don't make the mistakes and you do what you're told, and just live life smart and do the job that you need to do right. The opportunities are there, and I've just been fortunate enough to meet a lot of people and get a lot of opportunities. And fortunately, right now I've made the best of it, and hopefully we just keep going forward with it.
Now, do you know if Kyle's going to try out and go to the Denny Hamlin Foundation race this year?
I am not sure. I'm sure since he, did it last year, I'm sure he'll get asked to do it again, unless him or Denny have a run-in at some point this year before that. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it though. I know he's going to be cutting back a little bit on the dirt stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does some stuff like that.
Do you think the thing with Tony sort of scared him into that?
Into what?
What happened with Tony wrecking when he was running on the dirt? Do you think that may have had anything to do with that?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Just wanted to.
No, that didn't scare him one bit. I think it's more of team responsibilities, if you know what I mean. I think he's
good answer.
Had the reins. I think he's had the reins pulled back on him a little bit. Because I mean, this is the big leagues now, and he needs to be there. To focus on the primary objective, and that's winning races for cups. So if he gets hurt, then that's hurting the team. So I think that's why he's had to been kind of pulled back on that. He'll still run some stuff here or there, but it won't be as 80-something races like he's been doing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I knew a couple of the guys that were in Cup, like when Elliott Sadler. We had a thing here at Langley Speedway, and they were going to let him race. I think it was like 5 or 6 Cup drivers were coming out, and they were going to run some of the local late models cars. And I tried to get Elliott to come out and run in mine, but he said, "No, they won't let me." Yates said, "Can't do any of those little fun things anymore."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it changes. I mean, once you get into that kind of thing, you have a big contract that and it has a lot of stuff in it that you can and can't do. And I think his was probably, I've never seen him or anything, or I've asked him about it, but I mean, I'm sure his is pretty lax. I mean, because they're still letting him do it once in a while. I'm sure it's probably still pretty open, but I know it's been definitely pulled back compared to what he's used to running.
Now, does your contract have stuff like that in it?
Not that I know of.
You just signed it?
Just signed it and said, you're getting X amount of dollars and you're going to spot it all the nationwide in Cup races. Okay.
Yeah, no, mine's pretty open. I mean, as long as, especially as far as spotting goes, which, I mean, this year doesn't hurt anything because I'm doing Kyle and everything that he does. But, if I get a truck opportunity, I just have to clear it through the team, make sure they're fine with it, make sure it's not, affecting what we're trying to do as a team. And then if I do anything else, like, like last year, what was it, at the Lowe's race in the fall, my best friend back home was getting married, so I missed Friday practice. And as long as you let them know stuff ahead of time, I mean, it's pretty lax. I mean, I could never miss a race or anything like that, and you know, I had to ask for permission to make sure I could go and run my own race because, I mean, of things like that. Like if I were to get hurt, you know, that puts them in a position with having to try to find somebody with having spotters, there only being one spotter per team. You know, that would put them in a position to need to find somebody. So as long as you ask them or run it stuff by them, and you know, it's fine. But nothing's actually in black print.
Do you ever have anybody that is up there with you, trying to learn the ropes or anything?
Yeah, I have a lot of guys, especially, you know, when I go up and I do that Oxford 250, I actually spotted for my cousin there last year in the sportsman race, the race they run the night before we do. And, you know, I have a lot of people that are there that, you know, will just kind of try to get the frequency, like listen in or, you know, things like that. 'Cause, I mean, not that I'm the best out there, you know, but I've been fortunate to make it to, you know, what I do now. And, you know, some people do want to be able to do it and want to be able to do it just on the super late model circuit, but they want to be better at it. So, you know, they like to listen in to see what kind of things that they can do or say so that way they're not, you know, basically talking a novel to somebody on the radio. Because, I mean, it needs to have meaning, but it needs to be short and sweet with the meaning, if you kind of catch my drift there.
Yeah. Now, when you were spotting for Brian last year, during the cautions, did y'all get into some unique conversations, or was it all business?
We'd have some fun, you know, but I mean, for the most part, when the cautions come out, I try to, you know, I'll just say, all right, cautions out, where it's at, you know, pace cars got you here, blah, so, you know, easy things like that. And then, you know, and then I just get right off the radio and I let him and the crew chief talk, because, I mean, unless Brian's got severe issues going on with the car or something like that, you know, he's staying quiet. But if he's got severe issues going on with the car during green flag laps, that's when him and the crew chief will talk. But for the most part, it's the crew chief and the driver's time to talk is under caution. Once he's pitted and comes back out, you know, we might joke around a little bit here and there, try to keep light at the moment, but for the most part, it's pretty serious. I know my parents, they listen on that track pass.
So you better be careful, huh?
You see Brian be driving down the backstretch of Martinsville. Hey, did you see that girl leaning up against the fence?
But I know they listen, and yeah, there's been a couple times. Up until last year, I had done really good. Like I never had to. I could always hold going to the bathroom. But I came. It was 2 races this year, and I told Juan, I go, all right, man. I go, just watch your mirrors here. I go to the bathroom real quick under caution. But we go to, you know, thankfully there's either a porta john right there, just a couple steps down. But you know. That kind of funny stuff, though. I mean, for the most part, it stays pretty serious, but we try to keep it lax under caution.
They do have these bags that they make that you
be a laughing stock of the.
Well, they wouldn't know. Yeah, it's
Yeah, he couldn't keep that a secret.
Strap it to the inside of your leg. Nobody
That'd be too
knows.
funny not to tell somebody.
It's in there. Hey, yeah, man, I can go 5 or 6 hours now, boys. Come on.
Probably talk Billy O into doing it.
I gotta be honest. Last year at Richmond, the race that we almost won with Juan. We had depends on the car, and I had literally no joke. I said to our PR lady, hey, listen, I go, do we have anything here that depends bringing that we could try out? She goes, what are you talking about? And I was like, I stayed up there for 4 hours. I gotta go to the bathroom. I really have no option. I go, give me the pen. I go, I'm gonna try that out. I go, if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try it out.
Oh, God.
You're crazy. She goes, you're kidding, right? I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. I'll put it on before the race and I'll try it. But we didn't end up having to hit the track, so I couldn't try it out. But I definitely would have.
That would have been a funny story. It's still pretty funny, but that would have been a funny story.
That would have been good.
Hey, no shame here. You know, if you got it, you might as well, you know, try it.
Right.
Oh,
So what's your toughest racetrack to spot, and then what's your favorite racetrack?
Say that question one more time. I was talking.
What's your toughest racetrack to spot at, and then what's your favorite racetrack?
Toughest racetrack to spot at. I would probably say it'd be between. Oh boy, probably between Pocono and Phoenix.
Really?
Well, with Phoenix, a lot of people don't understand that where we spot there, we spot in the middle of turns 1 and 2. That's the only track we spot at like that. And, you know, when they're coming off before, it's really hard to clear them there. because you're looking down at it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're going down through that, especially with the dog leg now, and when they go down that apron, it looks like they're right up beside them, but they're like 3 car lengths back behind them, so it's hard to clear them before they get into 3. So we actually have to rely on our binoculars and and really trust ourselves when we make a call there. And then Pocono's just, once they get down the front, right off of 3 and down the whole front stretch and then into 1, the rest of the place is fine, but it's just that whole straightaway is just tough. They're going into 1, if someone jumps out of line, they could be literally 15 car lengths back, and they look like they're all the way up beside them.
Huh. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
No.
You said Pocono was the other?
Pocono was the other. Yeah, that's a really big
That's
thing.
what I was talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what about when you get to a road course?
Road courses don't bother me at all. I actually enjoy them. That's the actual, the 2 weekends out of the year that we actually hire people or bring extra guys from the shop to come help. In Sonoma, I only use one other guy. I can actually see almost the whole track from the hill that we stand on. We just need one other guy to go down to turn 4, I believe it is. And then at Watkins Glen, I used 2 or 3 other guys. There's a lot of blind spots there. Those are pretty easy. You just, I sit down and have meetings with the other spotters and just say, hey, this is going to be your point that I'm going to drop off to you. This is going to be the point that you're going to drop off to him, and so on and so forth.
Well, if you need a volunteer,
me and Roger's available.
You know how to get a hold of me.
Well, I appreciate that.
So what's your favorite track, though?
All right, good. I was hoping you were going to get back to that. Well, besides being just the home track and be able to see like friends and family in New Hampshire, but the place I really like going to is Kansas City.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's a lot of fun. The
Clint Boyer town?
Clint Boyer's town. Yes, I'm looking at the whole aspect of it. The racing is good. They got new surface there. It's fast. It's really interesting racing. It seems like they can be a little bit tighter together there. They're starting to widen up the groove. And then the city's just great. There's a bunch of great restaurants to go to. We stay right in town, so we go and we eat good, like we're eating at a McDonald's or Wendy's or something like that every single night or anything like that, or fast food. We're eating good. And it's just, it's just really nice out there. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I've heard it is really nice out there.
When you're at Martinsville this time, and if we're up there with you, I found a place in Martinsville to go eat if you like steak.
Okay.
I went there when I was there for the last race there.
Oh, yeah.
Ordered up.
Is it Clarence's?
No, I will not eat
Clarence's.
Clarence's. I do not go to Clarence anymore after this place. It's called the Steakhouse. Not Steakhouse.
I can't remember. It's almost at the mall.
Yeah, I ordered up a 28-ounce or 24-ounce steak, and the guy didn't know how to cut it right, and he brought me out a 30-ounce steak.
Oh, wow.
It was prime rib, too, by the way.
Jeez.
It was
it's across from Texas Steakhouse.
Go look at one of my 2 accounts on Facebook, and there's some pictures of that big-ass sucker on there, let me tell you.
I'll definitely have to check it out. That's a good cut of meat right there.
Oh, God, it was delicious. The people there were really good, too.
Yeah, we ended up going back for breakfast next morning.
If I had to give a second runner-up, I would say Indy.
Indy, really?
Indy?
Can you see well for Indy for spotting? That's a
Well,
big
actually,
place.
Indy is another place that I forgot about that one. That's another place where we use another spotter. I use one guy. He basically spots from the entrance of pit road on the front stretch just down into turn 1, and then I can spot everything else.
Huh.
Cool. You know what I like is when you get to be the last person on the show, and we don't have a set time when we get to finish.
So that means you get to bleep out some of the stuff that I said, or?
Oh
No, it's all live.
Derek, this is all live, buddy. As soon as you say it, it's out there.
We can just ramble on.
We can have you hogtied here for another hour.
Well, I'm definitely good at rambling on, so just let me know to cut off.
Trust me, I've always enjoyed talking to you, whether it's in person or on the show here. I tell you, somebody you don't want to put a quarter in is when you get Kyle Petty on here.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my gosh. Let me tell you. We made a mistake one time. I asked him about what he thought about Danica Patrick when she was first coming into racing, into the NASCAR scene. Oh, that show went 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Doug.
So does that tell you anything? Woo.
That's a winded man right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. He stuck that quarter in him and you couldn't shut him off.
So who do you get along with best up on the spotter stand?
Oh, the best.
What about,
I mean, because y'all are
what
kind of
about-
a tight-knit.
Yeah, what
group of
about
guys.
Joey Meyer? What do you think about Joey?
Who?
Joey Meyer.
Oh, I literally have very few issues with any of the guys up there. But, I mean, a lot of people out there just think you don't really talk to a whole lot. And, Joey would be one of them. We don't, like we say, hey, how's it going? Little simple conversations, but, not a whole lot. He always asks me about, the race that I run or if I'm going to run again or something like that. But,
You should make good friends with him. He's a pilot. He flies the jet for those guys.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, if I were to really pick one that like I talk to every week and get along with good and stuff like that, it would probably be Tyler Green. I mean, we're about the same age. We both like to do all the same stuff. Both like to hunt and go karting over here at the Motorplex and all that stuff. So I mean, he's a good dude.
So who's the crazy one up there?
The crazy
Yeah,
one.
who's the
Other than
entertaining?
you.
Yeah, who's the entertaining one up there?
Besides me, there's actually a guy up there. His nickname is Crazy. That Crazy to be up there. He flies for Kansas, so he's a great guy. He doesn't go wild or nothing. I'd probably say Earl. I mean, he's just different. He's just wild. He's in his own world, and he's just funny.
I got to get more of the spotters on here because they're usually good at finding good stories about.
Who was the one? I can't remember who it was now. That it was somewhere. It was cold and windy, and they stood in a trash can, and their head was sticking out the top and was spotting.
Oh man, I'm not sure.
I can't remember who that was when they laughed about it. But then everybody was looking for. From my understanding, everybody was looking for a trash can afterwards, so they could stand in it because the wind was so cold. Because it does get cold. I don't think people realize how you guys are way up top. It was windy.
Right. I mean, it couldn't have been anybody very tall to be able to scrunch that. I mean, it had to be someone my height.
Yeah, I can't remember who it is now, but I just remember him telling the story.
Oh goodness. Here's something that we haven't covered on any of the show tonight, and that is.
Okay.
We did a little bit. We covered some spots to eat at Martinsville, but also In-N-Out hamburger joint.
Yep.
I know you probably love going to there.
That's a no.
I gotta be honest. And ever since last year when I started getting in shape for my race, I mean, I honestly don't do a whole lot of fast food stuff. I mean, I'll hit it up every once in a while, but if I got a place I go to, it'd definitely be McDonald's.
No, really? Oh, well, yeah. Well, actually, it's funny because do you know the group of guys that go to a bunch of the races from McDonald's? Have you met those guys yet? Brett and I can't think their names now.
But you're a lot of fun.
Yeah, the guys are from Tennessee. The guys got like 14 or 15 McDonald's, but I think they go to like 20 races.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I've seen them. I mean, I'm sure they've been over at the one hall or a bunch.
Yeah.
Who's going to be sponsoring y'all's car this year?
McDonald's is one, I think.
McDonald's is one?
Well, no, Target is our car.
Oh, that's right. He's
That's right.
on the one. That's right.
The one car is the team car. That's Jamie's car.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Part of your contract, I hope you got a nice Target card out of the deal.
Yeah, we get a Target membership card. It's like 10% off of anything that we purchase. And, plus I have my Target red card, so really every time I go anywhere, it's 15% off everything.
Did you check, make sure yours didn't get hacked?
Well, my red card?
Yeah.
I did look, and thankfully I was in the clear. I was still in the green.
I tell you what, I probably check once a week just to make sure.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I do support your sponsor, okay? You feel better now?
Well, hey, I mean, you have to. I mean, there's no better place than Target to go shop.
My wife does, I can tell you that.
My wife used to all the time. So that's a good news, bad news thing about the the stroke she had now that she's in bed all the time. She doesn't do any of the shopping anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and they carry groceries now too. A lot of them do.
Huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. They got groceries.
What
See?
can I say?
I know this stuff. Some stuff.
Well, that's nice.
Just-
That's nice.
Just not good information.
Between
stuff.
you and me and Derek, we got everything covered, right?
Nah, I don't know about that.
I mean, you tell me. I mean, I'm just whatever you guys want me to answer.
Well, I'm
If
just
you're
trying.
relying on us, you're screwed.
Yeah, you can back it up or something like that. No, I wouldn't really say that. We've probably got quite a bit of knowledge between all three of us.
Yeah, we might. I mean, I don't know how big our IQ score would be, but I mean, it might be at least middle of the park.
Mine's up pretty good.
Well, you'll make up for my loss.
I'm a 155. What's yours?
I have no idea. A 0?
Oh,
I don't get paid to have the IQ. I just get paid to talk.
Right, there you go. That's a good
oh, jeez. Oh, well, what can I say? I'm in computer business and all this other stuff that goes along with it. So you got to know a lot of different things. Have some knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Hate to see all that smarts wasted on nothing.
True.
That's what I think. That's why I like racing a lot, because a lot of things you do when you're racing is making decisions, and of course, you know, some of the people we've talked to, you know, want to become mechanical engineers as they're growing up while they're racing, and learning how to create a physics question and answer while you're driving along is one hell of a task.
Yeah, I guess so.
Absolutely.
Huh?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on inside that car, and then having somebody else, you know, rambling on to you, feeding you more information. I mean, they got a lot on their plate.
Yeah, I mean, when I was racing and my spotter, and there were several times after there was a wreck like right in front of me, and he's going, you know, I'm hearing him on the radio, oh no, and before he's done, I'm already through it, and the next thing I'm hearing is, how the hell did you get through that?
Yeah. That's always nice. Like, oh, thanks for being there with me, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but yeah, Langley, they have a little bit of a blind spot when you're coming out of turn 2. If you're not high enough and in the right position, the officials building gets in the way, and you don't always see exactly what's happening on the backstretch.
Gotcha. I actually like that little track. I spotted for Brett there the year that we blew a tire at the beginning of the race, and we came for like 4 laps down and still finished second and almost won the race.
That's pretty good. That's a good night.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
They must have had a ton of cautions.
Oh.
There's quite a few cautions. I mean, he actually passed the leaders once or twice to get 1 or 2 of the laps back.
I think I was out there that night.
Yeah, because you got to be easy on your tires there, because that place will eat up the tires.
They get whenever
He was driving the heck out of it, because we were, like I said, we were 4 laps down, so there was a lot of time to be, you know, made up. And I think what helped us was, you know, everybody basically knew that we were like 4 or 5 laps down, so everybody was thinking, all right, there's no way he's gonna be able to come back.
just let him go. It ain't gonna be no
They
biggie.
just kind of like let us go, but you know, we ended up coming back and having a great race. So.
Yeah, one of my friends and one of the guys I usually spot for out at Langley, he's got like 105 wins out there, and so when one of the traveling series comes and some of the people I know that we've had on the show, I'll make sure he stops by and gives them some pointers on the track just to help him out.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. All you the people you need to know thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a tough little place. You can't overdrive the corners.
Yeah, you got to take care of your tires. That's definitely it. I was giving Timothy Peters a hard time when he came out there for that
truck race or
the special race they had at Langley.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, you know what? Have you eaten supper yet?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I sure have.
Well, we haven't. Anyway, I'm going to let you get out of here, Derek, and we really enjoyed talking with you. You know I always do anyway.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys calling and having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you guys win Daytona 500, we best be the first call.
Yeah, before your parents call us.
Before your parents.
Or at least text me.
Right.
At least text me anyway. I'll be watching it, so I'll already know anyhow.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I will be giving you a call to congratulate you as soon as that sucker flies and y'all win, okay?
Well, I appreciate it. We're definitely going to give it our best. We just need to come out of there, smart. And like I said, if we come out of there with a top 10, I don't know what the team's goal is. Obviously, we want to win, but like I said, if we can come out with a top 10, that gives us a good start to the year, and then we can go forward from there.
Good deal.
Well, good luck this year.
Yeah,
I think you guys will have a good year.
Tell Kyle I said hi.
I will do that. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. Talk to you later, Derek.
All right, y'all. Good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, that was fun.
Can we get kicking or what?
Yeah.
Hour and 40-minute roll. Oh, gosh. Let me throw this back up here one real quick time. Then we'll finish up. And welcome back. See, that was a short quickie.
Yeah. You sure? I'm going to just let that one go.
Well, it could be worse. Jack could have been here having a short quickie with you. Okay? Don't tell your wife you've been having short quickies again.
Wait till Jack sees this, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, hopefully, she said she's doing pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
The thing he was just concerned that as much snow as they were talking about having, and he's out in that area where they were talking 8 to 10 inches, even though coming further this way they were down to about like 1 inch by the shore type thing. So, but
we gotta get some nicknames. I was thinking I tried to get Jack to be the old man. He said no, you were the old man. He was the veteran, and I was the rookie.
That's me, the doc.
The doc.
Everybody.
We gotta get some nicknames. So
at the tracks, that's always the way I could tell if you knew me.
No,
if you knew me from racing, hey Doc, or hey PC. But if you're come to this computer store, it's Roger and whatever else, or it's the doctor.
I answer to anything. So
hey you.
Yeah. Hey dummy.
Oh, here I'll even show you this here. Let's see. No, I'll have to show you afterward, I reckon.
All right.
But anyway, did you have a good time with everybody we had on there?
Yeah.
Except you missed out, caught the tail end of Sergio.
Yeah.
6
foot. All good.
3.
Yeah, he's a good.
You call him Big Bird.
Well, he didn't have
Big Bird Pena. I would get some crap from some of these people. They hear some of this stuff at the end. Well, oh well, what the hell? No fun.
Has anybody got any nicknames? We need some good nicknames. Post it, and we'll.
Sloppy Sky. What can I say?
Well, I have a nickname. A lot of the guys at the racetrack, from the old guys, they didn't move from Hair or Hairball.
Well, you want to be like Slamming Scott?
No. I don't know. Something with Roger. I got a couple of nicknames.
So much so the racing this year, that's all we've heard is Slamming Scott stories.
I know,
okay?
right? Well, they know. Yeah. Well, they kind of. It's been a rough year. It's definitely been a rough year. The last couple of weeks have been pretty aggravating, but we got this weekend and then we're off for a month, so we'll get some new mojo.
There you go. Well, everybody, we will catch you back next week. Hopefully, ain't got no more snow lined up or anything.
I'm so tired of the snow.
It doesn't bother me. I spent
Things
several
slow
years
down.
up there, not like I said.
No, snow doesn't bother me, but things slow down. Business slows down because everybody wants to come out and ready for the spring.
I get to catch up. That way I can start working back on the new studio area. Been working, cleaning that sucker up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Did I show you yet? I'll have to show you when we're done. Anyway, everybody, next week.
Thanks for watching.
See ya!
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Hi, I'm Robert Richardson Jr., driver of the number 23 Dodge Challenger for R3 Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you're watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Timothy Peters, driver of the number 17 Toyota in the NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Here's your 2011 champion, David Brehm.
Hi, this is David Flens, driver of the 33 NASCAR Late Model, 2011 Old Dominion Speedway Track Champion. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing TV.
I'm Sam Hunt, driving the 42 car on the thing Let's Talk Racing.
Hi, my name is Natalie Sather. I drive the 94 K&N Lady Eagle Safety. We're Butler